Good morning and welcome to my hobby table. Today is December 24th. It's the eve of what many people celebrate as Christmas. But I wanted to just say that I don't believe in Christmas as being a day or a season. I believe that Christmas is a way of life. Because to me, Christmas represents simply love, kindness, and gratitude. And I don't want to be doing that just a single day or for a season. That is a state of being for me. And I think, in my belief, it's something that we should all focus on being in, a state of belief in being, just a loving kindness and being in a state of gratitude for all things. And one of the things I'm grateful for is what I've got on the table. And I'm grateful for being able to wake up every morning and breathe and be happy and be healthy and have food. Material things don't bring happiness, but it's the relationships you have with other people and the love that you share that's really where the happiness and Christmas comes from. So with that said, let's look at the table and see what I've got on it today. This is an OS Surpass 4-stroke engine. And this engine, in my mind, is probably at the same level as the OS 40 FP engine in the 4-stroke realm. It's probably just about as common as the 40 FP was. So many people had these engines, and there's so many reasons why, because they're simply just great engines. And this is the FS70 Surpass. Now let's take a look inside this box and see what all there is in here for this beautiful engine. Now, I'll also say that this engine came out in 1988, and as I've seen in looking at some of these RC Modeler magazines, it just seems like the 80s, the mid to late 80s, early 90s was really just a huge time for the hobby as far as an explosion of glow engines, glow engine manufacturers, and things like that. So that was just a fantastic time to enter the hobby, and I'm happy to have been a part of that. So let's look inside this box. This thing is complete. It's new in box, never seen a drop of fuel. Now, I'm not certain if this is exactly how it would have been packaged. I think it would have probably had tissue paper on top also. But here is this beautiful, and we'll go through the contents first, or later. Let's just gaze upon the beauty of this engine. I mean, just iconic. And I've used that word several times lately, but it kind of is fitting here. So I can't recall off the top of my head if this has a Woodruff key or not. It's been many years since I've had a... Yes, it does have a Woodruff key. Been many years since I've had a new in box FS70 Surpass, and it seems like to me there was a time in my life, I don't know if it was in Missouri or if it was when I lived in Illinois and was flying. It seemed like it was almost like a club. If you didn't have a 70 Surpass, you just didn't know. You didn't have anything. Because so many people had these things, and there's such great engines for that 40 to 60 size airplane. Maybe perhaps a little underpowered for a 60 size, but really well powered for a 40 size airplane. But just fantastic engines. Just a real keeper. Now let's look at the box here, because the contents of the box, because like I said, this is complete. It came with a OSF glow plug, which I took out and I just put in this little bag just because, I don't know, I just did. Here's our exhaust. Beautiful. Not a bit of staining on it, obviously, because it's never been run. This was the thing that I really thought was good, was because it actually came with the full set of wrenches and tools that it's supposed to. Now this long lever is for the choke mechanism. And then of course you got the 12 and 14 millimeter open-end wrenches. And then you've got this also, another set of wrenches here, which is couple of two other size open-end wrenches and some hex keys. Just fantastic. And all of the paperwork that came with this engine is down below. So you've got your decal sheet here, limited warranty, and your template that OS would always provide. And I can't tell you how many times I've had new in-box engines, but no matter what, even if this thing isn't cut out, the holes, the mounting hole things are always gone. Somebody always manages to push those things out. Let's see here, what's next? We got safety instructions and warnings. And here is a brochure for OS's live steam, for their steam model trains. That one's huge. The guy's sitting on it. So this is always kind of cool when you get to see one of these things. I mean, I'm not into trains, but these are fantastic. I can only imagine the craftsmanship and the engineering that went into these things. These would be actually fun. It says kit or ready to run. Wow. You know, having a steam locomotive kit, wow. That would really be kind of, I think that'd be really interesting. Then we've got our instructions here. And these are showing a little bit of wear on them, a little bit of staining on them. But this engine could potentially date all the way back to 1988. So that's not too surprising. Of course, you've got the standard OS marketing literature that comes with all of their engines too. And this is almost as fun to look at as some of those RC Modeler magazines. Doesn't give you prices, but they were still selling the FS20 then. FS61 Marine. The 120 Surpass E was out. Actually, this came out, the 120 Surpass came out in 1989. So that means that this is at least 1989. And of course it's showing the 71 Surpass. But anyway, so this has been a quickie look at a Christmas or a holiday season OS surprise. And this should make it on the stand and get run actually next year sometime. But hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you all, wherever you are, whatever you celebrate, just celebrate it every day, and don't let it just be a time of year or a single day. Find that love and kindness in your heart and share it with the world, because believe me, this world really needs this right now. It needs a lot of love, kindness, and positivity so that we can make the necessary changes and get everything back on track. Have a great season.